Yeah, the issue of dredging came up on, I think, last month on 1st June
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah.
The South Sudanese started seeing convoys and machineries coming from Egypt through Unity State.
Okay.
And then it causes uproar. People want to know exactly what are these convoy, for. And
Hello guys, welcome to Alvin 211 Media, and of course I'm your host Ian. Thank you for your support and continue subscribing to our YouTube channel. We love you very much. And today we are brought to you Mr. Eligo. Eligo is a lawyer. Eligo Duck.
Duck Buoth.
Okay, Eligo Duck Buoth. He's a lawyer. He did laws from Kisii University. Yeah, sure. And he's also the chairman of the Unity State community in Nairobi and in Kenya here. So welcome, Eligo.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the opportunity. Yeah.
This is Alvin 211 Media. Yeah, so we have called you today about the heating issue that is actually disturbing our people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the issue of the NAAM and the JONGLEI CANAL dredging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we understand mostly from the Unity State, people, there's a flood, and now the issue of dredging is coming up and disturbing many people. Yeah. So we want actually to know what is this voice that we can actually give out to our people and actually express to them what it means by dredging and the advantages.
Good. Yeah, the issue of dredging came up on, I think, last month on 1st June 2002.
Yeah.
The South Sudanese started seeing convoys and machineries coming from Egypt through Unity State.
Okay.
And then it causes uproar. People want to know exactly what are these convoy, for. And when those questions were asked and people begins demanding answers, they learned that they were meant for dredging. Actually, dredging was to many was a new terminology.
Yeah, for sure.
For many people.
Yeah.
But what dredging means is simply clearing the rivers. That's what dredging means. That the rivers at one point that you find were very wide, but later you find that they are getting narrower because of some weeds, some rocks. Yeah? When dredging is done, you begin to see that those weeds are removed, and the river begins to be
deeper
and actually wider.
Yeah.
And that is important for transportation, and also for deepening the river itself. So that was the history of dredging. The dredging began last month. I mean, people began to know about it last month. And the information that came out, especially from the people of Unity State, the government in particular, was that this dredging was going to help in reducing or minimizing the flood that has been affecting the people of Unity State for quite some time now. I remember droughts began affecting our people in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So people have been living in swamp. So when they heard that this dredging was going to minimize that problem, they start celebrating. And some sections, especially professionals and social media, begin to also say no, this dredging is actually not even the solution to flood. And again, even if dredging was to be done, there are some conditions that were supposed to take place until when now the president intervened and suspended the activities, the dredging, to give room for public participation, for professionals to come in and then see exactly whether there will be negative impacts of that. Yeah. But I did environmental law, and what I can remember is that when people are engaging or beginning to do projects that will have an impact on environment, the law requires that there should be what is called environmental impact assessment, and that is done by professionals. Environmental impact assessment involves public participation. People that are living within the area in which the project should be done.
Yeah.
So that has not been done. I personally, not at my capacity of the chairperson of Unity State Community, at my own capacity as a lawyer, as an activist, as a concerned citizen, I was part of those that were opposed to unilateral dredging. Unilateral means people just thought of they can just think dredging be done. No, that's not the way it is.
They think that it should just be done.
Yes, that it should be just be done. That's not supposed. That's not how it's supposed to be done. Dredgings, because it's a huge project, it requires people to sit down. Environmental impact assessment to be done, and people sit down. Professionals are involved, in locals and international. Yeah. Because matters of waters and environment are international. Things that concern everyone. Yeah. So I saw personally that it's important that we have assessment fast, study fast. If it will involve later that certain people will be displaced, those people ought to be involved. Yeah. So that when those consequences come up, they will not be surprised. Yeah, that's precisely the argument. Yeah. But dredging, from your question, I think it is good. The negative, dredging, I think negative can be positive, and then impacts. Yeah. Can be positive impacts and also negative impact. Yeah. The positive impacts of dredging, if it's going to be done, is that because dredging involves three things. If dredging is done, one will happen: the water, the weeds, will be removed. Simply a clearing of river. It's clearing of river, just like when you clear, when there's an area that had a lot of grass, you clear them, and then you can see, you can do a lot of things in that environment. So people begin to move, the transportation will improve. Not only mere transportation, even the transportation of chiefs can even come in, because there will be excavations. The ground will actually be dark, a little wide, wider or even deeper. So that will enable the transportation to take place. But again, you remember, if you consult with an environmental expert, matters to do with the environment involve even protections of the animals that are living within that particular area, that area. Or even the animal itself, leave alone the human being. Yeah. So you don't just come and start doing things like that. So there's supposed to be consultations. Yeah. Legal processes are to be followed. Yeah, but in South Sudan, those are strange, because we're not a democratic country. We've just come out of military systems. Yeah. When a leader is told, no, don't do this, let us do consultation, it appears as if we are undermining its authority.
They're intimidated.
Yes. So public consultation is enshrined even in our constitution. Whenever you are doing even a law itself, a law, for it to be a law, people have to be consulted. This is the negative of it. Yeah. What are the culture saying about it, and so on and so forth. So that's our argument. We are saying let us have a feasibility studies done, and we appreciate very much the president for intervening and saying, no, put this thing on hold. Let us have the study taken place, and then.
Yeah, but we need first, before the dredging has taken place.
Yes.
What should our people know about the long-term effect? Because as much as it will save lives, there must also be a long-term effect after the dredging is done. Yes. After those waters have gone down, there must also be another effect to the environment. Yes. Yeah, like maybe desertification and maybe the infertility of the land. Yes. All those things might happen. Yes. Yeah. Should they also know that? Because as much as it saved their lives, later on also to their generations, it can also affect them in one way or another.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know whether many have heard of what is called sustainable development. Sustainable development is a development that involve doing something that will benefit these generations and also the next generations. Yeah. So all these projects can have short-term and also long-term projects. And that is why we are saying, let us have a study first, so that we bring out those advantages, the long term, the short term advantages. When we sit down, we're able to make research, and we sit down and say, this is what is going to happen now, this is what's going to happen later. But without having a feasibility study, we're not going to have that. It will just be an opinions.
Yeah.
Because I have not been involved in the team that does that. But if I'm able to do that, but with short-term impacts, maybe I can talk about short-term impacts. Once we have the dredging, we're going to have, a easy, transportations of goods and people. People are going to move very easily. People can do a lot of fishing, can move from one place to the other. And if you've heard the comments of the Minister of Information, Michael McQuay, was saying actually, river transport is the cheapest transport in the world. Yeah, not many of us, especially those of us, Bentiu is actually far. Especially if you're coming, going to Barel Ghazal, or you're coming to all the corners, areas that are neighboring Bentiu. So if we have some of those rivers, and especially our forts, the port of Adox, the port of Tyre, if we're going to dredge those areas, we're going to move very, 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 very easily. But what our people are saying here is that this dredging is simply going to minimize the flood, which can happen, because what has come, what is likely to happen is that, this dredging is supported by the Egyptian very much, because it will enable the waters to flow to that side. You get that? Which is actually not a problem. But Egypt, the hands of Egypt are making people scared, because Egypt have been having problem with on matters to do with the waters of the Nile. They've had a problem with the Ethiopians over their own dams. You see? They even threaten war. You see? Now some are saying if we are going to just do this dredging, maybe the water of the Nile will dry up. You see? And those fears can be answered if we sit down as a people. If we don't do that, those fears will happen, and it can even affect the whole things. Yeah. So the short term are that we're going to have free movement of the people, and the rivers are going to be open up. Yeah, and those are the few that I can mention. Which
but are is there any other negative effect? As long as there's also a positive effect.
Yeah, the negative effects are the water going to flow, in a huge volume. Is likely to happen.
And we can we also miss or maybe lose our resources, like maybe fishes, the natural creatures, like maybe animals.
Obvious, because and that the rivers has got many animals that live within it, that survive in it. So if dredging is done, we may not really miss a lot, like fish and water. That may not happen, because River Nile has got many sources. There are various rivers. Not only Lake Victoria. There are many rivers that contribute to watering the Nile. I can't really express on what the negatives will be. Those things will come out later when we sit down and study what the negative and positive will be. Yes.
Okay, like concerning the dredging.
Yes.
Yeah. Does this one affect also the Sud Swamp, the JONGLEI Canal, maybe dredging it?
Dredging, JONGLEI Canal is different things altogether, but close related. JONGLEI Canal, from the history, is that it was a project that was initiated by, I think by the colonialists. I think before we became independent, that was 1950s.
Yeah.
Yes. The studies were done, by the Egyptians. Those days we were under Sudan.
Yeah.
And it was done for purposes of enabling the water even to go all the way to Egypt. That depends on Nile for agriculture. And the southern, the administrations, the rebel movement then were opposed to it, because they said they were not involved in it, and people were going to be displaced, which is actually the visible or the likely negative, impacts of dredging.
Yeah.
Because once you dredge the rivers, certain places are going to be open up.
Sure.
People will be told maybe to move out. You see now, even the fishing areas will be affected. Those are possible.
I think
yes.
That's why our people, mostly
yes.
from Jonglei,
yes.
are crying.
Yes.
Yeah, about the Jonglei
Definitely.
Yeah, because they think that Suit Swamp will dry up.
Yes.
And that is a very great fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, our country is a landlocked country.
Yes.
Yeah. So people fear that if we dredge our rivers that deeply as the way that Egyptians want, in the near future, we might lose our resources. Our rivers will dry up. Yeah. And our country will be a desert. Some parts, mostly the Jonglei and the Unity State.
Yes. Yeah. Some areas we are likely to going to dry up because once we dredge the rivers and tributaries, the water will flow in a huge volume. You know, and that's the drying up of swamps is likely to occur. But the river itself will be there, because we need to have that management where we have rivers, excavated, the water flow in a huge volume. Some areas are likely to dry up, but it depends with how we inform our people.
Yeah, for sure.
Because even those unnecessary swamps are even causing issues. They are making water even to flow to dry lands where we do our agriculture. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So anything can obviously will have those negative and positive impacts.
Yeah. Yeah. And our fear is what can we value the most? Can we value what we are in right now, or we give also the future some views of what is going to happen? Can we also consider that?
Yeah, we consider both. Yen. It's very important because in as much as we are doing something that will, serve the life of the people that are in, but we can also, put into considerations what will happen to the next generation.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
are this generation. We're going to be next. Making through ourselves or also our children. Kids, And as men, as Africans, we value much what we live by our children. Take care very much about it. So, what we need to do now, there is unnecessary controversy over this. This is, if it were another country, this dredging happened in Kisumu, by the way. It happened in Kisumu, I think, in 2021. And then it was later stopped. Because Kisumu, within the last 20 years, have not been having dredging. So it interfered within the fishing, with the fishing activities, with even the transport. The big chiefs were not able to come, to the port. So the government had to hire Chinese. Well, that's a very good question. What can we tell our people? I have three things to say to our people of Unity State, the South Sudanese in general. One is that we have to thank our president for stopping the dredging. I call it unilateral dredging. I think the order is given is the order the president gave on the day of independence. It's a good opportunity for people, gather their thoughts and see what is good for our people. That's something that is very important, that need to be noticed. The second thing is that let us appreciate the culture of dialogue. It's very important as we head toward the future. Whenever we're having something, project, like national project, let us not be afraid of discussing it, sitting down, discussing it, and we bring evidence that will convince ourselves. Let the discussion, continue. Let us press on the president and the presidency in general to expedite, to speed up the process of public consultation. Let the team be formed. We bring ourselves. They will come to us. And I've even said in one of my articles that public consultation without the involvement of diaspora is even not is incomplete. I call upon them to also collect the views of the diaspora. Select some countries, let them come to us, and we also give our views, which is also very important. So lastly is that dredging, no one has said dredging is bad. We are saying let us have a sit down kind of sessions led by professionals.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eligo, for your time. We are very much happy to host you today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we also hope to see you another day as things proceed. Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank
So,
you. I'm also very excited.
Yeah. So I hope that our people from Unity State, from Bentiu,
Yes.
our people from Jonglei will also look into those ideas and actually,
Absolutely.
yeah. So to our fans, what can you tell them? Our audience.
To the fans, I'm happy for tuning in.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We must learn and appreciate the culture of conversations. We value our thoughts, we value our ideas. Everyone has a say, and it's good you first listen to somebody. You don't dismiss him, before you hear what he or she says. That's very important. That is a value in our democracy because we are a young democracy, and we cannot, because we fought for those values. We want to have a society where everyone expresses himself, no matter what topic it is. I think this is a very important thing.
Thank you.
And I appreciate that we have this session together.
Thank you. So guys, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us for more episodes. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.